How does it feel like to be back in the Frontiers?
Firstly, I think it's a massive honor to be back. It is it's like a surprise because I didn't expect that at all. But for me, see old faces, new guys coming in. I think for me personally, it's massive. It's a big series coming up. I think for everyone, all the cricket players, for CSA, the series is massive for everyone. So for me, being back in the squad, I'm very happy. And for me, wherever I can contribute towards the team, and if it's on the field, if it's off the field, if it's being 12, 13 man, wherever I can, that's what I want to do. So I'm very happy to be back in the squad. And yes, I know people will have mixed feelings about it, but at the end of the day, it's okay. You handle and you adapt and you deal with those pressures or the criticism that comes with that. But when I came back, I felt very welcome with everyone welcoming me back. So I'm very happy.
Brilliant. Where were you when you got the phone call to say, that you've been called up again?
I was actually in PE, spending time with my wife, and then I got the phone call saying I need to be in Joburg. I'm being selected for the Protest Test squad. So it was great spending time with her and sharing the news. Like I said, I was so surprised because I didn't expect it at all. So I was very happy when I heard that.
How special is it just to be back in this environment for you?
I think it's like I haven't been here for 3 years, so it's been a long time. But it's always special for any person to play for your country. It is very special to me. I think it will be special to any person who comes into the squad. I think at the end of the day, for me personally, I just try to keep things simple, not look too far ahead and focus on the now. And at the end of the day, it's like, you build these new faces, new people that you played a while ago, so you just reconnect with those relationships and, get to new different people. We have a big squad due to the COVID situation, so it's actually been nice in this bubble. We are a bit restricted, but at least, you can spend time with people, you get to know everyone on a different level. So I think in that way, if you look at the positivity in that, it's something as a team we can build on.
Yeah. You've got a lot of teammates from the Lions here. Does that make life a little bit easier for you?
I think so, definitely. But, like I've played against a couple of guys many years ago. And, I know quite a few guys well. I think there's, a couple of guys that I don't know that well. But I've played against most of them, or I've played this season my first time against them. So, I think having a few Lions guys make your life easier because you know what they're all about. So you can always relate to them. But I think it's been good. Like the whole squad has been gelling very well. So it's been really good.
Are you nervous at all if you get a call up? Do you feel as though it'll be like your debut all over again?
I wouldn't say debut all over again. I think it will be completely different. I am a nervous person when it comes to playing game. Wherever I play, I'm always nervous. If it's my first over, I'm very nervous. So I think it will be different feelings comparing to. Maybe it might be similar to your debut game because I haven't played for 3 years. So it will be interesting to see what the nerves will be like. But I'm sure if I'm selected to play, I think my nerves will be shot through the roof.
Do you feel any added pressure in terms of performance because you've had all of this experience overseas now? You've also played for the team before. Do you think that the pressure is higher on you to produce something different or to produce in the same way that you have in the past?
I think the pressure, I would say it is high. I think the expectation is also quite high. But for me, for what I've learned, whatever I achieved 3 years ago, that's in the past. I try not to look at the past at all. I'm a different person. It's a different squad, different management. everything is different. So you try to focus on what you want to do now and what you want to achieve. And we have 3 test matches coming up. That's massive. So all my focus is into that. So there will always be pressure. I think as a person, it's how you handle that pressure. And when you do feel under pressure, it's okay. Like it happens to everyone. But it's like, you know, like Bouch said a very good thing. Sometimes it's good to speak about it, and you know, and be like, you know, I'm feeling pressure, and it's okay. But for me, I just try to keep things as simple as possible, and that's about that.
Dean mentioned in his press conference that you look like a completely different player from what you looked like in 2019 or in 2018. Do you feel as though you're different? Do you feel as though you're playing differently? Is there anything that you've worked on that has made you different?
I feel like, yes, I'm a different player. Firstly, I'm more mature, a bit more grown up, people would say. But from a cricketing point of view, I do genuinely believe I'm different. The UK has helped me a lot. You know, just perfecting that fuller length like that every bowler wants to bowl. And for me, it was quite difficult because it can come across floaty. It wasn't that consistent. So for me, you know, I'm still working on it. I'm not going to get it right every single time. So, but I know that I've played 3 years in the UK so far, and it's helped me immensely. Just the way that I approach my game, you know, and I feel like, you know, you can go short if you want to, but at the end of the day, the game dictates that, where people only saw me, I can only bowl short. And fair enough, I did that. But now I feel like I have a different element to my game. So it might not work every single time, but at the end of the day, I believe in my process. I believe in my strength, and I believe that's the best way I can help the team.
Facing India is going to be obviously a completely different challenge, a new challenge for you. Are you excited about taking on a team as big as India? And how does that add to, you know, your preparation? How do you go about that preparation?
You know, they're not number one for no reason. It's a massive series. You know, they haven't won yet, so they want to come and win yet. And for us, we don't want that to happen. And, you know, just for the whole context of the cricket game in South Africa, it's massive. So, yes, there will be a lot of pressure. But I think if we can, as a team, stick to our plans and don't get drawn in by outside views or whatever emotionally, I think we will be in a good position. You know, it will be tough. Like for me personally, it's probably the biggest series I will play. So if selected, there will be those pressures, you know, you play against world-class players. But at the same time, it's an exciting challenge. Like, you know, I think just right now, like if I need to bowl to Kohli, it will be tough, but it's exciting. You're bowling to probably top 4 batters in the world. So, you know, and for me, it's like making a statement to them. Be like, we're here to compete. We're just not gonna roll over. So for me personally, that's very important. Is, you know, throwing the first punch, to know that you're here, you're present.
Especially considering that you're playing at home.
Yes, of course. Of course, we have our own conditions in our favour, and that plays a massive role, you know, and we need to use it to our advantage. But we must not get carried away. You know, like, you know, it might seem around, might bounce. I think if we stick to our process and the way we go about things, we will come up on top.
The first 2 venues of this test series are in the Highveld, so that lends itself to your kind of bowling. Are you excited to just have a look and see how things are gonna pan out, particularly in the Highveld? Do you think that this is where, obviously, the first 2 games will probably determine where the series is gonna go, but do you feel as though this is where the Proteas will be able to make their statement?
I think as a team, you know, we take the first game Boxing Day, So we focus on the first game, and it's where we can make an impact throwing the first punch, like I said earlier. And as a team, if we can do that and do that for long and be patient doing that and stick to our process, we will come up on top. And then, if you win the first one, you take the momentum to the second one. And especially with all the media around, there will be pressures on both sides. So I think is not to focus on everything else outside. I think it's to focus us on a team and investing in our environment and the way we're going to go about things. I think that is very important because, when things are tough, you're going to rely on your teammates. And that's very important. It's something I'm a massive believer in. It's like, to put into our environment, into everyone that's here, management, everyone, because, when you're up against the wall, that's when you're going to need everyone together. And I think it's so important that we are together, and we are. The beauty of this bubble thing is, like I said, you get to spend time with people, and yes, you are restricted to what you're doing, but at the end of the day, if you see the positivity in that, I think you can achieve a lot in this bubble life. Like, it's my first time being in such a bubble like this, and it's good. You adapt. So I think for the Proteas, for us moving forward, is just to stick to what we believe in, our strengths, and back it 100%.
It's raining. It's been raining off and on for this past week. What can we expect of the conditions at SuperSport Park from your knowledge of that venue?
Normally, a lot of rain forecast and stuff. It's for preparation. It's probably not ideal, but you're professional sportsmen and you adapt. From SuperSport Park venue, it looked like there was a bit of grass, quite a bit of green grass on it. I assume they will probably take a little bit off. I reckon probably touch slow on day one, but I think it's always like a wicket. It speeds up and the game moves forward. It's always been a result there. I don't know when last their test match, even 4-day games, there was a draw. So I think it's going to be an exciting challenge, and it's going to be good fun. It's always enjoyable playing at SuperSport Park. I know there's no crowd. It's sad, but it's always a great venue to play cricket, and I think we need to use that to our advantage.
And finally, what was it like digging out your cap and just packing it in and knowing that you're getting on a plane and you're coming back?
To be honest, if I must be honest, I didn't expect I was going to play again. So I actually framed my baggie. So that's the honest truth. But I think, coming back, it's always a special feeling, special feeling getting the call up, meeting guys, this environment. And I think it's just embracing everything, and, it's like, do everything with a smile, enjoy and have fun, because at the end of the day, cricket is hard, but you need to have fun as well. And I think if you play the game, there's a lot of excitement and fun. You'll perform better than if you're stressed and reserved. So for me, it's almost like you have nothing to lose but so much to gain. And it's just enjoying this experience. We 3-4 weeks together, and we can create some great memories on and off the field, and I think that's very important. If we come out on top in this series, it will mean a lot for South Africa in general, for the cricket South Africa, and for players, because at the end of the day, it's like a make or break series for certain players, or for players, because if you do well against top team in the world, it says something. So I think it's massive for everyone. So I think it's just embracing it. We all know it's big, and it's okay, but it's just enjoying the experience.
Yeah. And final question. So with the cap, did you have to take it out of the frame, or are you going to get a new one?
I'm gonna ask if I can get a new one if I am playing. So it's actually a massive frame that I did with one of my test shirts. So Yeah, unfortunately. Otherwise, I need to break the frame and reframe it.
Let's hope not. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.